Regardless if you love him or hate him, he's an underrated fact that Shoto Todoroki is one of the more attractive members of 1A group. And that's saying something because somehow everyone in the class seemed to either join the school rather attractive or grow into it down the line. Todoroki was one of the ones who joined our class as the resident pretty boy, and man, he only seemed to get better with the years. So, he caught the public's eye fast when he went pro. Women loved him. Everyone wanted to be with him. He went from poor little awkward Shoto to be the biggest womanizer in Japan. Now, I won't deny that even I can't help but fall for the boy. That happened our first year. After the sports festival, when he slowly started to hang out with us, he became a part of the class and let us get to know him. When I got to see him in person instead of the standard I could never reach, I started to fall for him. And hell, did I fall hard. I spent all my time at UA pinning after the boy, but he never noticed. He incredibly dense in the area. And then, when we went pro, and probably realized I haven't even had a chance, so I let it go. And after our second year being pro, I only saw him in passing and at events. And if he didn't have to talk, we didn't. Soon we went from good friends we were in high school to pretty much nothing. It was easier that way. He'd move on with his countless fans, and I tried to find my one. But man, it was hard to ignore him, especially when he was so cool. Todoroki, can I grab a quote? One of the reporters at his sides asked. The half-and-half man was surrounded on all sides by various reporters, all wanting something from him. The stupid Heroes Gala didn't have any rules about the paparazzi, so they were all over the outside of the event. No, sorry. Todoroki replies, waving them off, but they didn't move. I scoffed, moving right past the lines to Todoroki said, Sorry to interrupt, guys, but our icy hot hero is needed inside. I say, smiling. Teki's calling him. They shout more questions as we passed. Once inside, he gives me a soft smile of gratitude. Thanks for that. I owe you one. He says, giving me a smile. Oh, don't worry about it. I say, smiling at him. It's on me. Come on, I really owe you for that. You know, they wouldn't have let me past, he adds. Seriously, my eyes keep on him for a moment. Then I look to the bar. Fine, buy me a drink, I ask him. Simple enough, he says to me. Come on. As we move towards the bar, I feel my heart racing. Why did I help him? You can't ignore someone after saying something like that. God, what was I doing? And since when does he come to galas without someone? I mean, Jesus, where is Deku when you need him? Whiskey neat and smash martini. I smirk at the order. The margarita, yeah, it's margarita, sorry. Martini sure as hell isn't for me. The bartender moves to start on the drinks as Todoroki looks at me. God, I don't want him to talk to me. Can't he just leave me alone? That's rude, but I've been avoiding him for some reason. So, it's been a while. Not that long. I say softly, Momo and Jira's wedding is in March. It's December. Oh, perfect. We barely talked, he says to me. We said hello when Mina and Denki dragged you off. You had a date and I didn't want to interrupt. I tell him as the bartender sets the martini in front of me. I chuckle before switching the drinks. Date? He asks me. I don't have a date. The blonde girl who graduated from Shiketsu, I tell him. Really pretty, has a bodyguard with her suit. As her suit. Oh, Cammy? Was Denki's date. He explains. I were catching up. Denki took that girl from the sports course. Mabel? Mabel. What? Yeah. I tell him, God, did he do that bring two girls thing again? Maybe Cammy was Zero's date. Todoroki offers. Nah, Zero took Mina. They were dating at some point. I tell him. I lift the cup, slipping the whiskey. As I pull away the glass, I sighed. I'm gonna end up babysitting Kaminari for the rest of my life. He chuckled lightly as he sips his drink. He keeps his eyes on me. You two are cute, he tells me. What do you mean? I ask him as I take a drink of my whiskey. You and Kaminari are a cute couple, he says. I nearly choke on the liquid. I set the drink down and looked over at him in pure disgust. God, no. Kaminari and I aren't dating, I tell him. We were still just friends. What led you to that? I don't know. You guys are pretty much always together, he says with a shrug. All the events you guys typically go together. But leave with separated people, I say, chuckling lightly. Nah, we hook up a couple times in the past, but we're just friends. He looks to me completely surprised. I sigh lightly as I knock back the rest of my drink. He moves, ordering us more. As we get through a couple more, the conversation goes by a lot easier. So, you're single? He asks lightly. Well, now you're making me feel bad, I say to him. But yeah, I'm single. But more importantly, why are you on my case when you're the tomcat of the bro heroes? What? Oh, come on. You have a new girl around each week. You make Denki look like the most committed guy in Japan, I explained. You're a player, Shoto. I'm not a player, he says defensively. It's not like that. Really, because he seemed to be hanging around one of my interns. Apparently you left her walking funny in a couple days, I say, teasing him lightly. I remember when my intern Kai came back the Monday after telling all types of stories. I was more than annoyed at the wild story. That was something different, he states. It was a hookup. You do that often? I ask him. No, you? Depends. I tell him. I think it's nice for stress. The explanation gives me unreadable. I sigh lightly. Did I ruin how you think about me? No, it's just except that, he admits. I lift the drink to my lips, taking another deep sip of the drink. Do people really think I'm a tomcat? Shouts out Todoroki, the womanizer. I don't want to be a womanizer, he says softly. I never tried to be. So, what, everyone just accidentally falls in love with you? I tease. Well, not everyone, he says, with a sigh, looking at me. The look in his eyes was unreadable. I bit my lip teasingly. I mean, you never did you? Is this a trap? I ask him. No, just a question, he asked softly. Did you? Did you ever love me? I ask him. I asked you first, he says to me. I mean, who didn't, Shoto? I say softly. His face drops. Don't say it like that. I guess I liked you back in high school, Sho. I started, maybe a little after. I like you too, he says softly. I still am in love with you. That's not funny, I say to him. Seriously, I was so in love with you at UA. I still like you, he says, shoving over at me. No idea how you never picked up on that. You're not funny, Sho. No, I'm not, he says. Listen, I miss you. Maybe we can talk about this another time. One where we don't have these reporters swimming around. How about at Umemi tomorrow at 7? I'll have to check my calendar. Come on, he says, looking at me. I'll be there, cutie. I give him a wink. Maybe if you impress me there, will be another one. Oh, there will be another one. Don't get confident, womanizer.